Hi guys, in this video we're going to take a look at taxonomy. If you're not sure what taxonomy actually is, at its most basic level, I like to think of taxonomy as being able to label content in a meaningful way. For example, I like to read books, so does my daughter and other members of my family, and as a result, we literally have a mini library of books. If you wanted to make it easy to quickly identify which book belongs to which family member, we could label them with the person's name, like this. Then, if an uncle came to visit and someone asked him to get two of Eva's books off the shelf, he would be able to do so easily by looking at the name label. This is taxonomy in the real world. Now, going back to the digital world, if you are new to the term or haven't had much exposure to using taxonomies, you might be wondering how taxonomies could be a useful part of a content strategy. Well, there are three very valid points as to why we should definitely be using taxonomies. Number one, to be able to easily filter our content for retrieval and easily find what we need. Number two, to add context to our content. This is actually a big point. By adding context to our content through taxonomies, we can more easily serve all related content across a number of channels and scenarios. And number three, a better content creator experience. So being able to easily filter our content, add context, makes for a far greater editor experience where piecing together structured, reusable content is greatly accelerated. So let's jump into Kontent.ai and have a closer look at taxonomies. A good way to see taxonomy in action is to start filtering our content down to a specific context. For example, by digital channel. As you can see here, we've got all of our content items within the CMS, so they're unfiltered. This is a dump of all the items. But on the left here, we've got an ability to filter these results down. Now, one of these filtering options is this taxonomy drop-down. And if we have a look at that, you can see there are two taxonomy groups that are available to us. These are two taxonomy groups that I created a little bit earlier, and one of those is digital channel. And if we were to select website, for example, we'll get the content items that have been tagged as being available to the website channel. And if we were to choose another one, let's say voice assistant, we'll get the ones pertaining to a voice assistant. And if we have a look at one of these content items a little bit closer, if we scroll down past the content here, we can see this is how we can tag it with that specific channel that is relevant to. So I could click mobile device as well, for example, and then if I go back into here, into content and assets, and then if I choose mobile device, my article now comes up here as well. As you can see, based on this example, if we had thousands of content items of varying types, using taxonomy would greatly help us to narrow down what we need. So next, let's see how taxonomies are created in Kontent.ai. Taxonomies are managed in the content model section of the CMS. So let's jump in and have a look. So here you can see at the top, there is the taxonomies tab. So we'll go into there. And those two taxonomy groups that we saw earlier are here. Digital channel was the taxonomy group that we're working with. And if I expand that, we can see we've got these taxonomy terms that we're working with as well. What I'll do now is I'll create a new taxonomy group, which will help us with our next example. So let's create a new taxonomy group and apply it to our content model so that we can make it easier for content creators to manage promotions. So we'll call this seasonal period. It will relate to the seasonal period of our promotions. And we'll create some terms. So we'll just break it up into 3 periods just to keep it simple. We'll call it New Year. So the start of a new year, we'll put another one which will be mid-year. And the last one will be end of year. We'll save that. Now, this new taxonomy group should help us piece together the relevant content to create a promotion. What I'll do is I'll need to now assign this to some of the content types that we'll be working with. So let's have a look at the article content type. And as we saw earlier, there was already a digital channel taxonomy. So what we'll do now is we'll put another taxonomy element in. We'll call it seasonal period. And we'll choose the seasonal period taxonomy that we've just created. I'll save that. And now if we were to go back to that article that we had earlier, 5 great gift ideas for your pet, I can now tag that as end of year. Through the magic of computers and a pause button, I've actually updated several more content types to include the new seasonal period taxonomy group, and have then tagged several content items for an end of year promotion. So as you can see here, we've got our full list of content items, but if we choose the taxonomy filter here, seasonal period, end of year, we get back only a handful of content items which are related to the end of year. And we've got several types here. We've got some articles, we've got an online form, we've even got a YouTube video which we can choose from. Now what I can do from here is I can more easily create that promotion that I mentioned earlier in this video. So here's the promotion. I've created this earlier and I only half populated it just with some basic content. We still need to add some more content in here. We need to add a hero graphic from the asset library. We'll need to add an online form. We've got this enter to win a vacation line here, so that'll go underneath, and we'll add some related articles as well. So let me choose an image from the asset library for our hero graphic. Now I can go through each folder and try to find an image. That would be the long way around, but as well as in the content types, our assets can also have taxonomies, as you can see here. So I can use taxonomy to filter for the image that I actually need. So we're looking for a hero. So we get back all the images that are tagged as being able to be used as a hero. And we also want end of year to even narrow that down further. So there we go. So we get narrowed down to 2 suitable images. I'll choose this one. It looks very festive. Next, I'll want to add an online form under here. So I'll go and choose an existing content item. I want to filter by type, so I want a form. And I've got 3 here, so I want to make sure that it is suitable for an end of year promotion. So I get back this one. So that's the form that I want to choose. And lastly, I'll want to get some related articles. So here's my article list, and we want in the context of an end of year period. So it narrows it down to these 4. So let me choose 3 here. And there we go. And lastly, I'll just mark this promotion as end of year as well. So as you can see, using taxonomy to add context to our content makes it a far easier task for content creators to put relevant content together in a more meaningful way. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this was a good introduction to taxonomy and how utilizing taxonomies in Kontent.ai can help you achieve a more efficient content strategy. A good taxonomy strategy will help you to access your content more easily, make your content far more meaningful, and vastly improve your content creator experience. See you guys.